Hey, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Chris. I'm a sales associate with Lightspeed. So thank you, everybody, very much for joining us this wonderful afternoon for our virtual holiday happy hour Q&A with Lightspeed Financial Services Group. My name is Chris. I'm a sales associate with the firm, and I will be your host this afternoon. So make sure you have your favorite beverage handy, whether that is a glass of champagne, like in the background on our PowerPoint here, or a bottle of wine, or a beer, or just a glass of water. That's just okay too. Or if you prefer soda, that works too. So we're gonna go ahead and get started here. I'm just gonna have to read off this disclaimer really quickly, and then we can go ahead and dive in. So please bear with me one moment. This presentation is for informational purposes only. Nothing presented today should be construed as investment advice or a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold any security or contract. Since we don't know everyone's investment objectives or risk tolerance, we are not endorsing any specific trading strategies. Security, derivative, and futures trading involves the substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Each investor must consider whether this is a suitable investment, since you may lose all of or more than your initial investment. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Lightspeed Financial Services Group, LLC is not affiliated with these third-party market commentators, educators, or service providers. Data, information, and material content are provided for informational and educational purposes only. This content neither is nor should be construed as an offer, solicitation, or recommendation to buy or sell any securities or contracts. Any investment decisions made by the user through the use of such content is solely based on the user's independent analysis, taking into consideration your financial circumstances, investment objectives, and risk tolerance. Lightspeed Financial Services Group, LLC does not endorse, offer, nor recommend any of the services or commentary provided by any of the market commentators or educators or service providers, and any information used to execute any trading strategies are solely based on the independent analysis of the user. If you have any further questions after today's presentation, feel free to email our sales team here at Lightspeed, sales@lightspeed.com, and we would be more than happy to address those questions for you. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. So this is my personal layout here for the Lightspeed Trader platform. There are 3 predefined ones, so do not worry if your layout does not look exactly the same as mine. This is just how I've configured my layout file here, but you can access those 3 layout files, default ones that are included at any time by clicking on the layout tab here at the drop-down menu on your index bar. So, okay, that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Cheers, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. And off we go. So this window up here, this small bar in the top left-hand corner of my screen, this is called the index bar. So the index bar is where you is sort of the foundation, if you will, of our platform. If you want to move all of your windows here at the same time, all together in one piece, you can click on that index bar and move it, and you'll see everything else will follow and also keep its place as well, which is nice. The utility bar too, or excuse me, the index bar is where you'll also access your settings for the platform. There are 2 different ways you can get to these settings. You can click on the utilities button here and select configuration settings from the drop-down, or more specifically, anytime you want to change the settings for a specific window, you can click on the gear in the top right-hand corner of that specific window. So click on the gear here, takes you to the About section. Really, we should be over here in the Index tab. So on the left-hand side here is what is available for you to add to your index bar up top here. You can see we have the Dow Jones up there. We have our available buying power, the SPY, the QQQs as well. So you can add those custom tickers to your index bar if you would like. Down here on the left-hand side, just make sure you click on that, enter the symbol as well, and don't forget to click on Add too. So on the right-hand side here, this is what we have displayed in our index bar, and you can add and remove these as you see fit, which is very nice. So On to our next window here. So this is our level 2 monitor. You can open up a new window for any of the windows on the platform from your index bar. You can click on the new button and select the window you'd like to open from the drop down. Alternatively, you can also right click on the heading or the header of a window, excuse me, and you can also clone it. And this will create the same exact window you just had and also copy over all of the settings too. So that's a pretty neat trick, especially if you want to clone something like charts, for example. So it's very handy. So this information on the top half of our window here, this is the level 1 information, and the bottom half of the level 2 window is going to be our level 2 information. It's important to differentiate between those two. I'll show you why in just a minute here. So one of the main highlights of the Lightspeed Trader platform is its customizability. So it's very customizable, and you can really change things to how you would like them to be displayed. You can rearrange the order of information displayed as well, as you can see here. So this is our level 2 information displayed in the top half. You can choose to add or remove some information or other pieces of data from the data fields section here on the right hand side. You can freely click, drag and drop, rearrange all this information as well. Click OK. Our last is going to move from over here on the right hand side to the left hand side. You can also change the colors too. So this is pretty neat and useful as well. Click on the level 1 fonts and colors. It's going to change that information up top here. So if you want to change the let's see, the font, you can do that too. We do have Joker available if you were interested in that. You can also change the size, and you can also change the background of the window as well for the level 1. So we're just going to change that to, we'll change that to yellow just so you can see what I'm talking about here. Not very easy on the eye, so we're going to change that back to black. So bear with me just a moment here, but you can change the display settings a lot, which is great. If you were wondering how I got all of these pretty colors down here in the bottom half for the level 2 information, you can change that by clicking on the level 2 design fonts and colors button down here. And what I did was just click on use default level 2, and that changed all of those colors for me. The BG, by the way, if you were wondering, stands for background. I'm not sure if I had previously mentioned that already. And you can also rearrange the order of which your data and your quotes down here come through. So currently, as it stands, we have the quantity of shares, we have the venue, and also the price. So you can change that over here on the left-hand side. So if you want to have the price displayed first, you can click number 1, fill in that dot. Now we'll have quantity as number 2, and we can click OK. And you can see that information has now been rearranged. So pretty cool and important feature to keep in mind for those who are interested. Okay, our next order of business here is going to be placing an order. So if you want to trade pre and post market, which we are currently in the post market, market's closed, it's 4:38. Any orders that you place, they must be limit orders and they must be routed to the exchange as well. So market orders will not work during extended or pre-market hours. So please keep that in mind if you do intend on trading pre and post market. So if you want to just, let's say we're going to buy 100 shares here, which is our default setting. At, let's say I don't want to pay any more than $694.29 for these shares of Tesla here. I'm gonna go ahead and click buy. See here we got filled. So this green text here indicates in our orders window indicates that we were filled. You can see the quantity is 100 for 100, and that also populates our positions window here as well. Now, if you'd like to get out of this position here, you could just do the opposite of what you did just now to buy those shares. You could also right click on that And from the drop down, you can select 100%. You could also choose to do 25, 50, 75, just the one you selected as well. So a couple different ways you can get out of your position. So just keep that in mind. So I entered just now a limit order to sell our shares here at 694.29. As you can see here, the text is white, which indicates that this is an active order and we have not been filled yet. You can see that by the quantity as well, 0 for 100, and it also shows the sell too. So if you want to cancel an order or modify it, you could right click on it, click on cancel, click modify as well. This modification window will pop up and you can fill out that information. And you could also incrementally or increase or decrease the price that you had set there. So as you can see here, it goes in at 694.29 and we have 694.28 here. Sure, we're going to adjust that. So we modified that. I canceled our previous order and now it's set at 694.28. You can also click on these small X's next to your active orders to cancel them as well. Or you could also press escape on the keyboard. That will cancel your active orders. Pascal, I see your question there. What time does your pre-market trading access begin? With the Lightspeed, you can trade from the hours of 4 a.m. until 8 p.m. So that is available for you to trade if you so choose to do so. Okay, our next order of business here is going to be creating a custom order. We do get a lot of questions about this, and Lightspeed is really great for this because we do offer the ability to map it to a hot button, as you see here, or you can also map it to a hotkey as well on your keyboard. So that is very useful for fast order entry, getting in, getting out, and just getting those orders out there that you want to as well. So I'm going to show you how you can set up a sell stop order. That is one of our most popular questions. We get that question a lot. How do I set up a sell stop order? So I've created the order already here on the left hand side. You can see it's sell stop 10 position. So I have that set to sell 10 cents above my position. So I'm going to just walk through that for everybody so they can see what the custom command window looks like. So got here. Okay, this is a brand new order. So we're going to create sell stop. Let's do 15 cents above our position price. So we're going to make sure this is set to sell. We're going to set the instruction to stop. Going to make sure that this is 0.15. Make sure it's a positive value to indicate that it will be above whichever price we choose down here. So with a custom order, you can choose to, and this is what is pretty cool and useful about the platform as well, is you can set the through. So right now this will go 15 cents above the bid, and you can choose from all of these options down below here as sort of a point of reference for your orders. So let's see here, we want closeout full position. And without position to close, we're just going to leave that at 0. So this will not do anything if we press this button by accident and we don't have an open position. It's not going to just sell short 100 or however many shares for us. So that's why we're leaving this at 0. So you go ahead and click OK. Then you can click on the gear setting, or excuse me, the gear button here for the hot buttons window. And that will take you to the settings for the specific hot button window. You can see here the sell stop 15 and the 10 are available. These are both custom orders that we created. So we're going to add this to our hot button window. So make sure you select that order, click add. There it is on the left hand side. Boom, it appears right there. You could change the color on that button if you want to. Let's make it let's make it like yeah, we'll make it a red just because it's a sell. There you go. That's pretty neat. Now if you want to map that to a key, a hot key, just go back to our custom orders here, select the one that you would like to map, You can just click on map key now, and if you saw previously, I'm not sure how closely you were following along, but you can also just go straight to map key now once you've finished picking those parameters for your order. So we're going to click on map key now, click on the command that you want to map, and click on the key that you want to map it to, or key combo. So this is S0, this would be Shift 0. So make sure that's mapped. There you go. Try it out. There you go. So we have our active order. You can see just showed up in my chart as this red line here. I will show you how to do that in just a moment as well. We will get to the charting. So you can see here, we're not filled. This is an active order, so we're going to go ahead and cancel that. But that is how you would set up that sell stop order. Pardon me. Now, our orders and position windows. So these are where you're going to be seeing your orders going through, getting filled, being canceled. So anytime you want to add or remove columns that are displayed in those windows as well, you do have the ability to do that. So just like we've been doing, click on the gear for that window, top right-hand corner, takes you right to the settings for our orders window here. And you can see that that's what we're talking about because that's what's selected for the drop down here. So we have time ascending, symbol price, quantity, side contra available right now. You can see that from the columns up top. If you want to add or remove any, the availability, or excuse me, the list of available columns is on the right-hand side here. So you can choose to add or remove that, which is very helpful. Let's see what else here. You can also change the color of the text, the foreground, the background, etc. The color of the header. You can do this most of our windows on the platform. As I mentioned previously, active orders are in white, so those are white. Partial fills are going to be yellow. Canceled ones are red, as you can see, corresponds directly to those colors. You can choose to show or hide canceled orders there, so you see the red disappears, comes back. So we're just going to leave that as it was, but you do have the ability to change that too. Same thing with the positions window as well. You can add or remove columns as you see fit from what's available on the right-hand side here. So just be aware that if you want to add it, make sure you have the study or column or piece of data that you want added selected, and make sure you click on add. So we just added dollar value. That's going to appear. Our window's a little too short, so we just have to drag that out a little bit. And now we can see the dollar value of that position. So that's very helpful to know how to do as well. Moving on, we have our watch lists. So watch lists are very important. They're pretty useful for a lot of day traders. Helps you keep track of stocks on that you're interested in, or that you trade frequently, or that you're thinking about trading. So here to add and build out your watch list, there is a text box in the top left-hand corner here. So you can type in the ticker for the respective stock that you would like to keep an eye on, and press enter when you're ready to add it. So you can see here, Facebook, Tesla, Amazon. It's pretty easy to build out these lists. You know, MicroStrategy, Micron, NVIDIA. You know, there you go. Pretty straightforward, easy to build out that list. You can also rename the lists as well. So if you want to, we'll call this list Wednesday watch list, and click on rename. Click OK. And you see the name change corresponds. It's very nice, easy to stay organized too. So this is the default watch list that we had. You can just select that from that drop down here, the symbol list. You see that in the settings. You can choose the variations on the data displayed as well, just like we were doing with the positions and orders window. So that's very useful. You can also choose to click on the heading of the column. You can choose to arrange it from order of greatest to least, or the other way around. So it's all very customizable and useful to know how to change and move things around and rename. Next, we do offer a scanner tool. So if you have not yet already done so, I would invite you to sign up for a demo on our website. just go visit our website, lightspeed.com, and in the top right corner there is a button that says try a demo. Click on that and just fill out the requested information, and we would send you your username and password for your demo account. So this Lightscan tool is going to have to be requested. So if you'd like to have this enabled on your platform, on your demo platform, you would just send an email to our service desk, and they would enable that for you. So this is our scanner. You could choose to arrange things alphabetically, as you can see here. You could do it by volume if you would like to. You know, so it's very useful. I could choose, let's see, here, filler and balances. You could choose to uncheck these or recheck them. It's really however you would like to arrange that information. So it's very, very useful piece of, or excuse me, a very useful tool that we do offer on the platform. So please do be aware of that one. Okay, so we also offer a risers and fallers window as well. This will show you the intraday movement for these particular stocks. So you could choose to include small cap, OTC, or you could choose to exclusively have things shown from listed on Amex. So that can move things around. Very useful as well. You can show inside the market the percentage change, show most active for volume or last price too. So a couple of different excuse me, ways that you can have that information displayed to you there. So that's also very, very helpful. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick moment here for a sip of water. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Take a look at our question section. A shorting hot button. Sure, I could definitely show you how to set that up. So again, going back to our hot buttons window here, click on the settings. And it's essentially the same way as we added these hot buttons here for that custom order as we did previously. So, you know, just run through creating your custom command. Then you would go to the settings window for the hot buttons. Make sure you find that command that you had created, and make sure you click add. We already have the 15, but add the 10 there. Okay, shows up again. If you wanted these to actually sell, we can change this to limit. We'll do sell. Without position to close, we'll tell it we want to sell 100 shares there. Click OK. Okay, go. And that should have just sold. Whoops, yep, it cleared out our position. And now I just press that button again, and you can see here in our orders window, we just put in a order to short 100 shares of Tesla at 692.55. So pretty straightforward with making that order execute or enter in a short order for you there. Just make sure you have it on sell and the quantity set to 100 for without position to close, and there you have it. Our demos do last for 10 days. I apologize if I forgot to mention that when we first got started. Our demos do last for 10 days, and they do use 15-minute delayed market data as well. So please do keep that in mind. Another useful set of tools that we offer on the Lightspeed Trader platform as well is our SMA tools. So this is, hopefully this populates here. Yep, here we go. So these tools scan social media and gather data and see, you know, what people are talking about with regard to whichever stock you have typed into your level 2 monitor there. You also want to make sure that these windows are linked too. So if I want this odometer only to show me what's in this level 2 window here, you just make sure that it is linked to that respective level 2 monitor. And this also applies to all of our windows on the platform, especially for order entry. Your order entry window and level 2 window should be tied together. Otherwise, you would not be able to place an order, at least not this way using the order entry window. So just make sure that these are linked together. You can also choose to switch which window it's linked to. So just keep that in mind. Same thing goes for charts as well. You can change that over to the Amazon one. So now if I put AMD in this window, both charts are going to change. The odometer is going to change, and so is the trend window as well, because they are all linked to this level 2 window. So please do keep in mind the importance of having that linked and having the windows linked correctly, or to the desired level 2 window. Right, moving on. So charting. I know there are probably some of you who are in attendance who like to do a good amount of technical analysis. A lot of day traders use it as well. So we're going to explore our customizability with the charts. So I mentioned previously that when I place that order, you can see that red line here on that chart, if anyone remembers that. And the way you could turn on that option here, let's see, here we go, in the trading tab of the windows for chart 3 here from the drop down, make sure that is the window we're talking about. I had show active orders checked. So that white line went through because, well, that is the price level that I had entered the order for, and you can choose to show executed orders as well. So if I uncheck this, these two dots here should disappear. Test that out. It doesn't look like it. So we're just gonna have to go back and enable that again. We can choose to show canceled orders as well. So it's pretty customizable. It's very useful. Also, if you have the show active orders option enabled, let's see if we can't get this to do what we'd like. One moment, please. So we're going to place a limit order. Okay, yeah, so you can see we have an active order in the positions window here, excuse me, orders window. And I also have that display option set to show up on the chart. I have had questions in the past asking if it's possible to place orders just by clicking on the chart. It's not the case. However, if you do have that display setting on, whoops, one moment, get back to where we want to be. If you do have that show active orders option selected, you are able to just click on that line and drag and drop it, and that will adjust your order. So you can see that, just drag and drop. You get a little pop-up here, confirm that you want to change it. Yes, okay, I obviously moved it above the current price and we got filled. So that changed from a solid line to a dotted line. So that's pretty cool feature of the platform as well. This here, I have the toolbar up top here. It's very easy to enable and toggle. All you do is just right click on the chart window there, show toolbar, it's gone. Show toolbar, there it is. You can add or remove studies to the toolbar very easily from this drop-down menu here, the middle section for the settings in the chart window. This drop-down, these are the studies that are available for charting with the Lightspeed Trader platform. So if you'd like to add, say, I'm gonna add a pivot line, or no, we are going to add, well, something that's not on the chart. But so we have our trend line here, solid ray, and how you would go about putting that onto your chart. Just go ahead and click on it. You'll see that my cursor changed. So now mouse over where you want to start it, maybe zoom out a little bit if you'd like. And you're just going to click from one point and aim it where you'd like to go. click on where you'd like for it to end, set that line there. You can zoom out, you'll see that line is still there. You can also change your time frames as well, and that line will still be there too. If you want to get rid of that, you can just right click on it, delete selected line, or there's also a button here on the toolbar that I have added in the past for delete selected lines. So just get rid of that. Now, if you'd like to change the parameters for the amount of time that is displayed for the chart, here is what is available. We offer month, week, day, 60-minute, 30, 15, 10, 5, 2, and 1 minute windows. So we're just going to, for the sake of the example here, we're going to add a 5-minute tab. This will show up on the bottom part of our chart window here. And we're going to do 8 a.m. Or no, we'll do all because we are in post-market right now, after hours. And you also have the option to do bars back or days back too. So that's a neat feature as well. So I'm just gonna do, we're gonna do 20 bars back, 5-minute window, and just make sure you name it as well here on the right-hand side. Make sure you also click add, otherwise that will not show up. So please keep that in mind. If you wanna move this up, you can just click on 5, click that up arrow, that's gonna scoop that over to the left, click OK. And now we have that 5-minute window here with 20 bars back. So pretty good thing to know how to do. Let's see, display as well. You can also, same thing with our other windows, you could change the background color, the text, the foreground, the good and the bad colors, the fonts too. So a lot of customizability with the appearance and layout of the platform, which is great. Okay, let's see one here. Okay, so for also charting, or excuse me, options. So if you'd like to have some options trading done as well, I have created an options page here. These pages you can create at any time. So this is my equities page, and this is my options page. If you want to create a new page, you would just click on add new page here, and it would only show you the index bar up top, and then you would build out your layout however you'd like. So what I've got here is I've got an option level 2 window, I've got an option chain, I've got an option time and sales window, as you can see as well, and a chart too. So your option chain window is very important. This is what you're going to use to look for options contracts. So if we are interested in buying or selling an option on Facebook, you would type in the ticker in the upper left-hand corner here of the window, of our options chain window. You can choose to have display up to 10 contracts at a time. So you can also have them sorted by all prices. You can have them sorted by near the money, maybe a little less near the money. So we're just gonna leave it set to near money, and you can also sort through all the different kinds, all the different dates as well. So we have 4, 3, we have 4 at a time displayed here, but we have all dates available. So you'll see all of those contracts that are currently available for you to buy or sell. On the left-hand side, this is important, you got to pay attention. The left-hand side has our calls, and the right-hand side has our puts. So if you would like to, let's say, for example, buy the December 31st 270 call on Facebook, you would double-click that, and you can see that populates in our window here, and in our level 2 window. This is the order ticket part of the level 2 window here. You do need that if you're going to be placing an order on the option here. So just make sure, show that. We're gonna make it a limit order price. Well, let's say 284 by 285 and see if that goes through. Get your little pop-up confirm here. Yes. Okay, now when we go back to our equities page here, we'll see that in our positions window, we now are a proud owner of a Facebook December 31st call 270 call there. So that shows up in our position window. And the same thing if you want to clear that position, if you want to get out of that position, you could just right click on that position, close out all, close out selected. If you have more than one contract, I suppose you can use these percentages as well. So we're just gonna go ahead and just close out all positions here. And we're gonna go back to the options page that I had built out there. And this is also our complex options order window here. We are having an upcoming webinar in January where we will be covering this more in depth. So if you like to put spreads on while trading options, we will be showing how to do that. So please do sign up for that one if you're interested in it. And you also, when trying to get out of that position, that one Facebook contract we were just owning, you could also just do the opposite of what we had done before. So we had that 285 buy. You could just maybe change the price if you'd like to, and then click sell, and that would put that order in to hopefully get you filled where you want to be filled. So that being said, did anybody have any questions that they wanted to have addressed? Now I'm going to open things up to the chat. I know my colleague Rob has been following along and maybe addressing some of your questions as they came through. So thank you very much, Rob. This is my first solo webinar with Lightspeed, so very exciting. So that's maybe explains why, if you have tuned in before that and you were expecting to hear Rob today, I hate to disappoint you. You got Chris. But so if you have any questions, please feel free to send those through now, and we will address those for the next couple of minutes here.
We got some questions on pre-market trading. When does it start? How do you do it? I think those would be good to go over.
Sorry, sorry, Rob, I didn't hear you there. Could you repeat that, please?
There are some questions about pre-market trading. When does it start? How do you do it? So those would be good to go over.
Ah, right. Okay, yeah, sure. So pre-market trading would be similar to post-market trading in the sense that you have to route your orders directly to the exchange that you want to trade on. So, and your orders also have to be limit orders too. So do please keep that in mind. Let's see here. We'll do an Amazon. You want, maybe we'll choose a stock that's a little less expensive. AMD. Okay. So if you want to place an order on AMD, this is post-market hours. Just make sure you have. We're going to select NASDAQ here, and make sure you have that price typed in. I'm going to go ahead and click buy. You see this has now been an active order for 100 shares of AMD at 92.30, sent to the NASDAQ. So this is white. The text is white, indicating it is an active order. You are able to change that if in your settings. If you want to cancel this, you just press escape or click on this little white X on the right-hand side here in our orders window, or you could choose to modify, increase or decrease by 1 penny, or just flat out cancel it. So that is how you would place a post-market order or pre-market order as well, at least with regard to specifically this particular stock. So please do keep in mind that limit orders are what you have to use, and you have to send them to the exchange. Market orders will not work during pre and post market hours because the market is not open. Right. So this green E in the top right-hand corner of our level 2 window indicates that this stock is easy to borrow. So you would be able to open a short position on that relatively easily. This 25% box here also indicates that this security is fully marginable. So if you do qualify for that 4 times leverage, then you would be able to utilize that to take out a position in AMD in this particular example. So if you saw an L here in a red window instead of the green green E box, that would mean that, or a gray one, that would indicate that it is a stock that requires a locate. So you would have to locate those shares to borrow them, and you would have to use our short locate tool as well, which is not available on the demo platform, but just keep in mind that is what that L in that top right-hand corner of the level 2 monitor would mean as well. Excuse me. Time and sales for options. Yes, I can show you time and sales for options. Options, time and sales here. So what were we buying previously? That Facebook, December 31st, 270. Call. So the time and sales here for that particular contract, it's obviously post-market hours, so it's not really a whole lot of movement going on, but this window here is what you would be taking a look at for time and sales for our options here. So also, if you'd like to open a new one of those, you would just make sure to click on the new button on the index bar, scroll down to option time and sales, click on that, and you've got yourself another window. Also, remember, we spoke briefly about how you can just clone another window. If you right click on that header there, it'll open up an exact carbon copy of that window that you were cloning there. Let's see, what else have we got? We've got somebody asking which account is better for day trading, cash or margin. So if you would like to open an account where you can day trade with us, it would have to be a margin account. If you were trading with a cash account, you would have to wait for your trades to settle before any proceeds from a sale would be made available for you to use for another stock purchase. So please do keep that in mind. That if you do want to do day trading, you are going to have to apply for a margin account and not a cash account. Someone's got a question about account opening and funding. Also for international customers, we are able to open accounts for international users. And our funding instructions and bank information is available for you to access at any time on our website. So definitely check that out if you had any questions with regard to that. If you still can't find what you're looking for, just send us an email and we would be happy to get back to you with that information. Pascal, there is no mobile app for this particular platform. This is a desktop application. We have a separate platform offering that is the web and mobile platform, where you do have the option to download an app on your phone. However, this is a different platform offering altogether. Somebody asking about custom orders. Again, if I can do that a little slower, yes, I can absolutely do that a little slower for you. No problem at all. Just one moment, please. So just remember to go into your custom orders tab here in the settings. Remember to click on create new command on the right-hand side here. Okay, that's going to take you to our custom order parameter settings. So if you'd like to, let's make this buy 500 and bid or bid 10. So we're gonna tell this order here that we want to buy on the left-hand side here, underside. You can leave the market. We're going to make it a limit order because, or no, we're going to tell it NASDAQ just to make sure it goes through. And for the through, because we want it 10 cents above the bid here, we're going to put 0.10. So we're going to have 0.10 positive value because we're going 10 cents above the bid. Make sure this is set to the bid as well. And we want with position to close quantity, we're just going to leave that at 0. So this is just going to be an opening transaction. So buy 500 for quantity without position to close. That's what we're going to do. Type in 500 shares there, click OK. Go back to our custom order list here, add that hot button. We're going to make it a nice green, click OK. Here you go, buy 500 bid. I don't really want to put in an order for 500 shares of Facebook, so we'll pick a cheaper option like forward. So we're gonna try out that custom order we just created. Buy 500, yes. Oh, 100 visible. I think I need to go back and change that. Okay, yep, yeah. All right, great. So yep, get that pop up. Item 16, define limits. Do you want to place the order? Yes. Okay, there you go. And 500 there. We're filled, and we didn't get the 10 cents above that bid. But again, that is because of the simulated environment of the demo platform. So I think we're coming up on the end of our session here. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. Thank you everybody very much for attending today's session. I hope you found it helpful. I apologize if I did not get to everybody's questions. We are running on a bit of a time constraint here. So if we did not address your question today, please do send us an email to sales@lightspeed.com, and we would be happy to address those questions for you in the meantime. So thank you very much, everybody, for attending today's session. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found it helpful, and I look forward to answering any questions that you may have in the future. Thanks again, everybody, and have a wonderful evening.